Okay. Caput does not or is not bound by the suture line, whereas cephalotoma will be within suture line. Okay, right.
Yes.
Cephalometoma, as the name suggests, is a collection of blood, whereas caput is just fluid. Okay, right. Then,
It was within 2 to 3 days. Caput succeedum.
okay, right, correct. It is present within 24 hours and it resolves within few days. Whereas cephalotoma always present after 24 hours.
24 hours. Equals
Right.
3 to
Any
6 days.
any complication you can have because of cephalometoma? They can have jaundice because blood is there left. Okay, because of the hemolysis, they can have jaundice. Okay, will you treat capute? Is there treatment for capute? No, it's not no treatment. Okay, it is self-resolving. Okay, what about cephalometoma? Usually no need, but sometimes if it is very large, they can get the hematoma can be taken. Okay, syringing can be done. Okay, rarely. Okay, next.
Anterior and posterior fontanella, soft, no
Okay.
scalp injury,
What is the
hair
normal anterior fontanelle? What is the how will you check for anterior fontanelle? What are the common normal steps?
1 to 3 centimeter.
Okay, it is normally it is 2.5 by 2.5 centimeters. Okay, in the tangential, it is diamond shaped. Okay, it is diamond shaped. It is diamond shaped. Okay, it is usually a diamond shape, 2.5 by 2.5 centimeters. It is soft and slightly depressed. Okay, slightly concave. Okay, it is slightly concave. That is normal uh, anterior fontanelle. Right. Hmm. What is the dimension in this side? What is the measurement in this side? What is the anterior fontanelle size in this side? Okay. Usually it is a diamond shape. Okay, measurement should be taken across the tangentially. Okay, this like this one measurement. Okay, this another measurement. Okay, right. This is how you measure the head circum anterior fontanelle. Usually it is 2.5 centimeters. Okay,
Okay.
right. Got it.
Yes, sir.
Right. Continue.
Hair normal, black, fluffy.
Hmm.
Face no dysmorphism.
No. Okay. Right. Okay.
Eye normal, eyebrows normal. Ear,
Okay.
low set ear normal. Nose normal.
Ear low set
Neck
ear.
hole
What did you say? Ear.
normal.
Ears are normal. Okay. Right. Hmm. So eyes are normal. What are the
Mouth
abnormal? What are the abnormalities in
opening
eye?
not attained.
What is the abnormalities in eye you look for?
Congenital cataract.
Okay, correct. Abnormal
So
orientation of
congenital
the eye.
bulb ophthalmos.
Okay, correct. Okay, and abnormal orientation by birth, like in Down syndrome. Okay, okay, upward slant, downward slant, etc. Okay, any epicanther folds, hypertelorism, all these things you look for the eyes, right? Okay. Ears are normal. Yeah, continue.
Oral cavity normal. Neck holding not attained. Chest wall normal.
No, neck holding you should not tell here. Why will you tell neck holding here?
Skin Mongolian spot present.
Okay. What is Mongolian spot?
The spot can be seen in the back of the baby.
Okay, correct. Okay, it's a normal finding. Okay, it's a normal finding in the back of the baby. Then
Disappears within 1 year.
Within 48.
hmm, then
First
what?
year of life, sir.
Okay. Hmm. Okay, this is cephalohematoma. These are all normal in newborn. This is a mongoloid spot. Okay, can you appreciate this? Okay, this thing, this somewhat bluish thing. Okay, this is mongoloid spot. This is normal. Okay, congenital teeth. Sometimes the children can have normal. Normally, you need not worry. Okay, some newborns can have umbilical granuloma. Okay, this is umbilical granuloma. Okay, and this is not normal. What is this? Tuft of hair. Okay, usually it can be there in neural tube defect. This is not normal. Tuft of hair. Okay, or the back. This umbilical granuloma. Sometimes like it will be somewhat like bloody. Okay, umbilicus, from the umbilicus some blood discharge will become. Okay, it is not to be worried. Okay, you don't have to worry. You just have to put rock salt. Kallup. If you just crush kallup and put uh, rock salt for the umbilical granule, it will resolve by it. No need to worry. Okay. Congenital teeth, sometimes newborn can have this also, no need to worry. Uh, some children, yeah, new Mongolian spots are normal. Okay. This is milia. Okay, this is milia. Over the nose, some whitish spots will be there. Whitish spots will be there. That is known as milia. That is also normal finding in a newborn. This is erythema toxicum. This also is normal in a newborn. Epstein's pearls usually seen over the palate. Okay, palate over the palate, hard palate. Okay, it will be like a pearl shape. That also is a normal finding in a newborn. These are all normal findings. Okay, if the mother asks you, "Enna idana," you should reassure her. Mongoloid spot, Epstein's pearls, melia, erythema toxicum. Okay, umbilical granuloma. All these are normal in a newborn. Okay, apart from that, in female children, okay, bleeding from the vagina, white discharge from the vagina, this is a normal sign. You should reassure the mother because of the withdrawal of the maternal hormone. Okay, right? Because of the withdrawal of the maternal hormone, newborn female baby, they can have bleeding and white discharge first few days of life. There is nothing to worry. You should reassure the mother. Okay, this is cephalohematoma. Yeah. Okay, continue.
Genitalia, urethral opening normal. Clitoris labia minor prominent. Extremities normal.
Did you look at the
Systemic
spine back? Spine is normal.
normal.
Okay, you should look at the spine. Okay, whether there's any defect in the spine. Okay, you should look at the back whether any tuft of hair, sacral dimple. Okay, tuft of hair and dimpling or the sacrum indicate neural tube defect. You should check the lower limbs. Okay, and upper limbs, any extra fingers. Okay, polydactyly, syndactyly, clinodactyly. Okay, and what will you look over the ankle joint? Any abnormality in the ankle joint you can diagnose at birth. In the ankle region, not exactly joint, in the ankle region. CTEV, ஞாபகம் இருக்கா? CTEV, orthopedics. No? Okay, there is known as congenital talus equinus deformity. Okay, so today you read up about CTEV. Okay, basically the ankle joint will be somewhat twisted. Okay, right? It will not be like a normal. Okay, that is a abnormality. Okay, head to foot examination. You can easily diagnose in the head to foot examination itself and refer to orthopedic department. Okay, so Epstein's pearls, mongoloid spots, erythema toxicum, melia, umbilical granuloma, இதெல்லாம் இருந்தா பயப்பட வேண்டாம். These are normal. You can just reassure them. Also vaginal bleeding and void diffusion இருந்தா normal fine. Don't have to worry. But tuft of hair, what is that? Sacral dimpling, CTEV, okay, defect in the spine, இதெல்லாமே இருந்தா you have to immediately run. Okay, any swelling in the sacrum, sorry, any swelling in the back, okay, meningocele, meningomycete, myelocele, etc. All these are abnormal. Cephal hematoma, you need not worry if it is not very large. But if it is large, if it is causing jaundice, then you have to treat. Okay. And apart from that, are you aware of Ballard scoring? Okay. So apart, sometimes you have to do the what is known as the Ballard scoring. Okay. To see whether the child is term or preterm. Sometimes you will not know the EDD, etc. So there are some points given for there is a scoring system known as the modified Ballard scoring. Okay. So there are two classifications: physical scoring and neurological scoring. Physical scoring, we look at the skin. Okay, what type of skin it is. Okay, preterm lo vandu romba it will be very what you call superficial. Okay, all the vessels will be very much bigger. Okay, then you look at the lanugo hair. Okay, ear recoil. Look at the scrotum or the what do you call hymen, not hymen, clitorius. Okay, labia majora and minora. Okay, how is it? Okay, total rugosities are present or not. Okay, these are the physical scoring. And there is something known as neurological scoring, a square window, knee, knee heel test, etc. Today you read about that, and next time we can discuss. Okay, modified Ballard scoring is a scoring system to check whether it is a preterm or a term check. Okay, with all points we give certain scores, and some scores they will correspond to certain weeks. For example, 21. Suppose the scoring of all these weeks 21, it corresponds to around 37. That is how it is used. Okay, head to foot examination. You should look at the head, hair, eyes. Okay, right? Oral cavity, nose, etc. And apart from that, you should look at the fingers, any extra fingers, anything that we call it actually. Okay, and apart from that, any normal neurometry findings, abnormal in. Yeah.
Systemic examination.
Yeah, hold on. One more thing you should look in the general examination: whether the child is pink, is there any cyanosis, and the most important for you, is there any jaundice? How will you look for jaundice?
Yellowish discoloration, skin, mucous membrane.
Okay, this is theoretical. Practically, how will you do it? Okay, you have to take to a natural light, natural sunlight, and press against bony prominences. For example, over the ear, over the nose, over the pinna, over the chest, abdomen, thighs, palm, and soles. Okay, you have to press against these prominences and look for any yellowish discoloration. Then you have to grade according to the Kramer scale. There's something known as the Kramer scaling. Okay, So according to this scaling, suppose there is jaundice for the face. Okay, so that means around the child is having around 5 to 7 milligram per deciliter of bilirubin. Okay, suppose if it is over the chest 7 to 9, over the abdomen 9 to 10. Okay, um, over the lower legs 10 to 12. Suppose jaundice is present in the palms and soles, it is always abnormal. That means the jaundice is having is more than 15 to 20 milligram per day. Understood? Newborn examination daily we should check for jaundice. Okay, even though jaundice can be normal or physiological, sometimes it can be problematic because this jaundice, especially this unconjugated bilirubin, if it is above 15 to 20 milligram per deciliter, it crosses the blood-brain barrier. Okay, suppose jaundice is more than 15 to milligram per deciliter, it crosses the blood-brain barrier and it can lead to kernicterus. Have you heard about the kernicterus?
Yes, sir.
Okay, kernicterus is basically the jaundice, the bilirubin. Bilirubin is a pigment. Okay, it goes and stains the extrapyramidal system. That can lead to seizures, involuntary movements, cerebral palsy, etc. That is why you should be careful about jaundice. Daily you should check. Okay, abdomen, thighs, leg la irunda, you should do a serum bilirubin testing. If it is beyond, suppose, and there are certain graphs, okay, and you should check, okay, how much hour of life, how much is the jaundice. Okay, that is, there is a phototherapy, there is a normal range, there is a phototherapy range and exchange transfusion. Okay, there are certain graphs where we'll plot x-axis la vande you will see the hours of life, y-axis la vande there are uh, uh, y-axis will see the jaundice. Okay, x-axis, y-axis. This is hours of life. This will be the bilirubin levels. Okay, so accordingly we'll plot. There are three, either 1, 2, 3. Suppose the jaundice is within this level now, bhayapadavanda. Okay, this is normal. Suppose if it comes in this is the phototherapy range. Suppose if it comes here now, this is exchange transfusion. Am I clear?
Yes,
Okay. I forgot the name of this graph. It's made by the Indian Bhutanese chart. Sorry, Bhutani. Bhutani. Bhutanese chart. So usually we plot in the Bhutanese chart. Okay, and we see whether there is a child, whether we can wait or give phototherapy or exchange. What is the treatment for jaundice, neonatal jaundice? What is the
Cramp.
treatment for neonatal jaundice?
Phototherapy.
Phototherapy. Okay, most commonly we'll go for phototherapy. Okay, how does it help?
Under the
Hmm. Anybody?
It converts unconjugated bilirubin to conjugated.
No, no, it does not convert it to conjugated. Okay, it converts the water insoluble bilirubin, okay, unconjugated to water soluble. Okay, it changes the isomers. Okay, phototherapy helps by structural isomerization. It helps by, suppose we will give a light in the range of 412 to 420 nanometer wavelength when we give. The unconjugated bilirubin usually water insoluble. Okay, it is converted to water soluble isomers, Z isomer. Bilirubin is converted to lumirubin, which is easily excreted in the urine. That is how the phototherapy will help. Okay, suppose if the jaundice is very high, more than 15 to 20 milligram per deciliter, we will do what is known as the exchange transfusion. We will change the blood. Okay, exchange transfusion. Just you remember these two terms. Okay, phototherapy and exchange transfusion. Phototherapy is usually our point. How does it help? By structural isomerization and positional isomerization. 412 to 420 nanometers. Blue and white lights are used. Phototherapy units used You can go to the NIC and see. Okay, it converts the water insoluble bilirubin into water soluble lumirubin. It is excreted in the urine. That is how it happens. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Continue. Examination. So
Systemic
examination,
examination.
systemic examination, newborn. First, you should start with the TNS. Okay, wow. Tone, higher motor function, nothing. Okay, you cannot say anything. Okay, cranial examination, all cranial nerves appear to be normal. They appear to be normal. Which cranial nerves can be diagnosed at birth? Seventh cranial nerve. Suppose obvious seventh cranial defect is in the, there will be deviation of the angle of mouth when the child is crying. Okay, wow. Suppose 9th and 10th cranial nerve problem irunda, there can be drooling of saliva, there can be repeated aspiration, etc. Other cranial nerves difficult to examine at once. Most obvious one the 7th cranial nerve easier ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯುತ್ತೆ because of the deviation of the angle of. Okay, yeah. Next we'll go for the motor system examination. Motor la vandu the child is having universal flexion or not, that we have to check. Okay, power ella check panna mudiyadhu, it's difficult. You can see the reflexes. Okay, right? Reflexes appear to be normal. Just tell these words. Reflexes appear to be normal. Okay. Most important in motor is the neonatal reflexes. In CNS examination, most important are the normal neonatal reflexes. That's only. Have you checked? Have you written? Can somebody name normal neonatal reflexes?
Rooting reflex.
Okay, rooting reflex.
Sucking.
Sucking reflex.
Grasp reflex,
Moro reflex.
Yeah,
Moro reflex.
Oral reflex.
stepping reflex,
Sucking.
sucking reflex.
Startle reflex.
Yeah, okay.
Brass reflex.
Okay.
Plantar reflex.
So these are the normal.
reflex.
Okay. You should know it, how to do Morris reflex. That's what they will ask in the exam. How will you do Morris reflex?
You have to catch hold of the baby.
So these are the things you should see. Okay. Moro, light. Okay. Say Morris is the most important. Okay. So suddenly you leave the child's head, there will be extension of the shoulder, abduction of the shoulder joint, extension of the elbow joint. Okay. Opening of the hands, followed by the opposite, like an embrace. Okay. All these components are present at 34th week of intrauterine life. They are present till 3 to 4 months. After that, it will be there. Sucking reflex. Okay, rooting reflex. If you just touch here, the child will turn towards it. This is known as rooting reflex. Okay, sucking reflex. Take the child's thumb and put it in the child's mouth. Okay,
Solid.
okay, that is sucking reflex. Normally, it is present till 3 to 4 months. After that, it will be. Okay. Can anyone tell about the 8th tonic neck reflex test?
Sir, in toning type of reflex, unilateral,
Okay.
symmetric, asymmetric.
If you turn to one side, asymmetric tonic reflex, child's head, the same side there will be extension of the upper limb and lower limb.
Extension of the upper arm and the
Opposite will be flexion. Opposite side there will be flexion. Okay, this is known as asymmetric tonic neck reflex. Okay, this will disappear at 5 months.
To 7 months.
Okay, up 5 months. After this only the child will attend rolling over. Okay. Apart from that, you can check this grasp reflex, standing reflex, walking reflex, stepping reflex, etc. Okay. But most important are rooting, sucking, Moro, and asymmetric neck. These are example paper. Okay, wow. What are the abnormalities of Moro reflex? Sometimes Moro reflex can be persistent. Beyond 4 months is abnormal. Okay, that means you have to suspect cerebral palsy. Okay, sometimes Moro reflex can be present only unilaterally when, suppose the child has got Erb's palsy or hemiplegia. Erb's palsy or hemiplegia. Okay, unilateral. Okay, these are the abnormal. Neonatal reflex is the main. In the examination part, we will be asking mainly about the whether you are able to elicit jaundice, what is Kramer's index, what are the different levels, what treatment you will give, what are the causes of physiological jaundice, what are the causes of pathological jaundice. These are main matter in the okay. After that, we will be concentrating on the neonatal reflex, whether you know or not. When will that, what is acting, what is working, when will they come, when will disappear, what is morose, when is it abnormal, okay, what is asymmetric morose. These are all the important. Okay. Continue.
Diagnosis female preterm
No, no, no,
baby of
wait. Other systems are not important.
CVS SN2 here normally RS not
Wait. No murmur. CVS, S1 is to third, no
no
murmur.
organometry.
Okay. RS, normal vesicular bed count, air entry equal. Okay, that finishes your presentation. Then diagnosis.
Female preterm baby of 5 days at appropriate height for age with 3 kg tried immediately after birth.
Okay. Term or preterm, appropriate gestation or not. Term, AGA. Okay, or SGA or LGA. Okay, term or preterm. Term, AGA or LGA. What is the sex of the baby? What is the birth weight? Okay, what whether the child cried immediately after birth, whether the child has got any congenital anomaly. Okay, the term for is a term child appropriate for gestational age, birth weight being 2.8 kilograms, female child, cried immediately after birth with physiological jaundice. Okay, with physiological jaundice with no obvious. You should say no obvious congenital anomaly. Sometimes it can be hidden also. You cannot. You might not have. You might have missed. Okay, so with no obvious congenital anomaly, that should be the diagnosis. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
Any
Yes, sir.
question? So only 5 minutes is left. 4 minutes is left. Any question? Okay. Who is the next presenter?
Taslim, sir.
Taslim. Taslim. Okay. And you'll be presenting Down syndrome, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Down syndrome, these are the usual cases we keep. TP you have done, VSD you have done. Okay. Newborn is done. TP newborn will be confirmed, it will be there in the exam. No doubt. Down syndrome also 99% it will be there. VSD 95% it will be. Okay, so these are the usual cases. Apart from that, we'll keep this nephrotic syndrome, sometimes pneumonia. In the null, the MACE report. Okay, most 99% of the time we keep this. But yeah. Okay, so next case presentation will be Down syndrome. Do we have the case or I should give it? Yeah, previous case of Down syndrome. Okay. If you don't have, you just inform me. I will just send the presentation. If you have, you can present. Okay. Shall I end the meeting?